Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to our next Thrinchie. My desk is in a terrible mess. I didn't tidy up last night and it's just a mess. But we're on Thrinchie number 8. 2, 4, 6 and we're on number 8. So I'm going to do one to coordinate with my page here. So I've left the inks out, and as usual we're using our 3x3 inch card. And I'm going to use Nature's Beauty, and I'm going to use this stamp here. So it's TE31 that I'm using. It's going to take me ages to get it out the plastic. So yes, faff. That's better. I'm going to use this stamp here. Go. Lovely. And then I'm going to use the wilted violet like we used in the previous one. So using the same colours just so that that coordinates a little bit. So I'm going to stamp this little sort of crocus type flower. And because I'm using the Distress Oxide, it's a pigment diffusion, so it stamps very nicely. That's lovely. And we'll have another of those. Just a little bit shorter, like so. I'm loving the Thrinchies, just to have a little play in a small area. It's great fun. There we go. Just wiping that because I know I'll smudge it everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'll just give that a wipe. Grab that kitchen roll. This is what happens when you've got too many things on your desk. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test how light my cracked pistachio is, because it's a very light colour and I just want to see what it looks like. And I always think it's important to test the colours. No, that's lovely. So we're using the cracked pistachio again, just like we did in the other project, and I'm not worrying about over stamping. Lovely. So because it's lighter, it sort of goes to the background anyway. So I'm taking the cracked pistachio once again. I'm just going to add part of the floral here. Two lovely colours. I love them. So because it's lighter, it sort of looks like it goes behind the floral. Let's just give that a little bit of a wipe because we've got that oxide ink on there. Let's move that out of the way. And then I'm going to take my Nocturne, the black VersaFine Clair ink, and this will therefore then come to the foreground. Let's just give that a little bit of a wipe, and then I'm going to add this around about there. Just give that a little bit of time because you've got the oxide ink on there and it's quite a dark colour. So just give that a little bit of time just to absorb onto the top of the surface. There we go, just beautiful. I love this floral. So Just a nice simple idea, but doesn't it look lovely? Right, so I now need my background stamp. Oh dear, this is where you think, please don't let me have pulled it out already or else we're going to be looking forever. So I'm going to use TE11. And I'm going to use it in cracked pistachio because I don't want anything too overpowering with the text. Like I did in my previous one, I didn't want anything too overpowering. So I'm just adding a little bit of the cracked pistachio text. Let's add a little bit just so that it appears down inside the florals. If I use the purple on this one for the text, it'd just be a little bit too overpowering. There we go, just lovely. Just the right amount of text. Just giving that a wipe because obviously we've used that distress oxide. I'm then going to take, just peel that back. I'm going to take the crocus wording and I'm going to take the black ink pad that I keep turning upside down. And you just want to decide where you want it. I want it down here, just in with the composition. I don't want it sort of, you can have it there if you want, you can just place it there, but I just want it within the composition. And then I'm going to grab, this is why you should always tidy up afterwards, because then you're not looking for product that you've used previously in a messy desk. Let me just see. Oh, there it is. I've just got my little Inktense pencil, and it's the Chinese ink 2030. I'm just going to add a little bit of shading just underneath. And of course, it's going to affect that purple because you've got that distress ink in there. I'm then going to take a little bit of shading to the darker one here. And again, a little bit of water. And just add a little bit of shading just around that darker one, just so that it pops a little bit more. Just bring that out. That just pops a little bit more. Let me just wipe that. I pulled my book. Where's the kitchen roll? Note to self, remember to tidy up in future. So I'm just going to place this back and grab my little bird. But I might grab the little black birds actually. No, it might be too big. I'm going to grab TE12 shadowed element. So we're going to take the little bird, a little tiny bird. You can see it's well used. Take my black ink. Let's just tilt that to make sure it's all. And then I'm just going to add a little bird in the black so that it's in the foreground, just onto our little floral. Then I'm just going to add a few touches of white. Let me just clean that little bit of a mess up. So I'm going to add touches of white. Just to make that pop a little bit more. Where's my spare card? So just bringing in sort of touches of the white, just to the floral, just to make that pop. It's not going to show much on the smaller one, on the paler one, the smaller one. It's not going to show as much on the paler one. I'm going to sneeze because that's what I do. Excuse me. Typical, isn't it? You sneeze. Excuse me. I always sneeze when I do a video. I think I must be allergic to videos. That must be what it is. So then I'm just going to add a little bit of shading just down here. That's just a little bit of water. Now I've only got to touch this because that purple is going to blend out a little bit. Of course it is. So I'm just going to bring a little bit of shading to this one as well. But there's hardly any moisture on that brush, to be honest. There we go. And then I'm just going to spritz lightly with water. Let me just move that out of the way. And then I'm just going to take my smaller Posca pen and I'm just going to add some of the white Posca pen. And because there's moisture in there, it will also diffuse out in some areas. Now you've got the wet pigment on there, so what I'm going to do, because it's wet pigment, I'm now going to dry. I'm going to dry the white so that it stops reacting with the oxide. So just move the wet off there. Such a professional. Use your top to clear the wet away. There we go. So just a lovely, simple Thrinchie. But what I love is when they're all together, they just look so nice. So I'm just going to add a little touch to there. Just reiterate the white on the black one. Just a little bit more. There we go. And then it's the minute you add it to your book. And I always know I haven't done the black outline. I know every time, because when I put it by the book, I think, oh, there's something missing. Do it every single time. So I'm just going to add that faux black matte. Just around the edges. And I can go over twice if I'm not quite happy with the darkness. There we go. Always looks better when I put that faux black matte on. You can do what some others are doing, and they're decorating outside the Thrinchie as well. But I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping it totally about the Thrinchie. And then I'm just going to add this to here. And these miniature pieces of art are just such fun to do. That could quite easily be a card. Well, any of these could quite easily be a card. And that is your Thrinchie number 8. Aren't they? They're just fun to create. I just love them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I can't wait to see some more of your Thrinchies. They're absolutely fantastic. So love to all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.